Mexico lifts ban on fishing in vaquita habitat, potentially dooming endangered porpoise.
Here's a summary of the article.
Much to conservationists' dismay, Mexico has lifted a wholesale ban on fishing in the northern Gulf of California, a policy change that could represent the beginning of the end for the world's rarest marine mammal. Endemic to the northern Gulf of California alone, the vaquita is a critically endangered species of porpoise that is known for its shy and retiring nature, according to the Center for Biological Diversity. Marine biologists estimate that only about 10 of the animals remain alive as an indirect consequence of illegal fishing activity in their native habitat. In 2020, CBD and the Animal Welfare Institute sued the U.S. Department of the Interior for failing to impose sanctions on Mexico in response to the country's inaction on vaquita conservation. On Wednesday, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's administration stated that it would once again permit fishing in a region of the northern Gulf that was designated a fishing-free zone in 2017 in an attempt to prevent the remaining vaquitas from encountering nets, according to Mexico News Daily. In effect, the Mexican government is abandoning the vaquita to its fate, an anonymous conservation expert with knowledge of the situation told AP. It appears that fisheries authorities want to drive the vaquita to extinction, the expert said. Like many other porpoises, as well as sharks and dolphins, the vaquita is vulnerable to entanglement in fishing nets, including the gill nets local fishermen deploy to harvest an endangered species of fish known as the totoaba.
This post received a score of 3,100, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Mexico's handling of this species has been a joke. The fishing-free zones aren't enforced and are pretty much preserves in name only. I wrote a paper for grad school comparing the efforts of Mexico and New Zealand in saving and protecting their respective endangered cetaceans. New Zealand actually made an effort to protect their porpoises and their populations are recovering. Mexico has done close to nothing and the vaquita is doomed to extinction at this point.
Mexico can't even save its own people, let alone sea animals.
Well, one of those is much easier to save, and isn't heavily dependent on another country's policies.
Every day I scroll through Reddit news until I reach a point where I can't take any more sad, frustrating or infuriating stories. This is where I'm stopping today. Fuck the human race. We don't deserve this planet.
Can we please for the love of God put kind people in charge?
The ones who want to boss people around are rarely the kind sort.
Sad, sad, sad. Someone rakes in a short-term profit, and a species disappears from the planet forever. Let that sink in. Forever.
Man, can we also talk about what has happened to the Western monarch? They got wrecked because greedy cartels and zero oversight. Tons of dead scientists and conservationists.
I really hate to be a doomer and a defeatist, but while there are lots of endangered species which have a real chance of survival with human help, it's probably best to say goodbye to the vaquita. Mexico has done next to absolutely nothing to protect them, and them lifting this ban means nothing anyway, since those no fishing areas weren't enforced. What I fear is that if the vaquita goes extinct, many people might lose faith and then give up on conservation measures that actually have worked for other species. There are plenty of other threatened or endangered cetacean species, which need attention, and which still can be saved with conservation.
Now most people don't even know about the vaquita, much less understand why it is going extinct. The big thing was the white rhino going extinct.
The number of people who think this is a fine subject to play the stupid Reddit pun game with is saddening. Every year I say we are closer to the tipping point, where we wind up killing off ourselves and the entire planet due to the greed of a few and the blind ignorance of the many. I'm not sure if we can get any closer. Kinda looks like we are there from my vantage point.
Thank you for this. It's kind of dystopian, the glib humor in this snowballing disaster.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.